In the previous episodes of the off-season, we have talked about creating food sources and building habitat for the wildlife on your property. While these areas of land management are crucial, a successful land manager must also keep their eye on the predator population. Animals such as coyotes, raccoons, and fisher, as well as fox and possum, all prey on either young turkeys or young deer, making it important to control their numbers in order to have the best hunting opportunities.
Welcome back to another episode of The Off Season. For this episode, we are taking a step back from food plots and forest management to discuss trapping and how beneficial it can be to your property and wildlife if utilized correctly. Now, the art of trapping has been around for centuries, and sadly, between misinformation and the media portraying it in not such a good light, trapping has been given a bad reputation. Little do most people know how much of an impact trapping has on funding wildlife conservation programs, environmental protection, and maintaining wildlife populations at a healthy level. The main reason we started trapping predators was because we wanted to create a better habitat where animals that we love to hunt, like deer and turkey, had a better chance of survival and growing to maturity. Although planting food plots, doing prescribed burns, and manipulating habitat for deer and turkey are all great practices to increase your overall success, if you overlook predator control, you are leaving out a very important and critical element of management as a whole. Today I want to take you guys through trapping season here at the Bearded Buck Farm and show you how we do things. Now, I've only been trapping for a few years now, but I've already learned so much and hope to pass as much along as possible. Well, hey guys, we're approaching the end of November. You know, I'm tagged out here in Pennsylvania, so I figured I'd come out to set some traps today, specifically for raccoons, skunks, and possums. You know, I wanted to expand footholds all over the property, but you know, with Dad still having a tag in his pocket, he was not having that. So we're strictly going to be focused on areas of the property where we're not going to disturb any of our good hunting. But like I said, we're going to be targeting our nest raiders today. You know, fox, bobcat, and coyote are a big factor when it comes to managing your turkey herd and survival rate. But in my opinion, our biggest issue are three nest raiders that I mentioned before: raccoons, possums, and skunks. You know, we're going to be using dog-proof traps today around, you know, water sources. These specific species that we're going to be targeting tend to live in wooded areas closer to water sources, so that's where we're going to be targeting. We've got various ponds throughout the property, various creeks throwing throughout the property, so you know, that's going to be our main focus, putting these traps around the water sources. And you know, raccoons pretty much eat anything. We got dog food today, which you know, I've had great luck with over the years. So set some traps. Well guys, we're about to set our first trap here. You know, if you're unfamiliar what a dog proof is, it is pretty much what the name is. You know, it prevents like fox, coyote, and like your pet's dogs from getting trapped in these traps. You know, raccoons, possums, skunks, their hands are small. They fit right in there and get caught easy. But basically, I fill it straight to the top with dog food, and there's a little bar in there. As they continue to eat the dog food, they'll eventually get down to the point where that bar is, grab the bar, and the trap will close and hold them there. But you know, it's a very simple process. You just drive it into the ground. Drive it into the ground, set your trap. Boom, and simple as that. The trap is set and ready to go. Push it in the ground. I'll hide the chain a tiny bit. You know, I'm really not worried about scent whatsoever for raccoons. You know, if this was a coyote set or something with a foothold, you know, I'm super conscious about scent and hiding the trap and make sure it doesn't move at all. But raccoons, very simple animal to catch. You know, put the foothold in there, get your dog food. And like I said, fill it the whole way to the top. And don't be afraid to throw a little bit of extra out. You know, some of these raccoons, you know, as easy as they are to catch, some of them are a little nervous. So get them warmed up a little bit by they'll eat the stuff on the ground and eventually start to dig the stuff out of the trap and you'll catch the animal. But we're gonna set about 3 or so in each location. So on to the next. Well, hey guys, we just pulled up to the first spot. We're gonna set our first trap of the day. We got a ton of traps in here. We're gonna be setting them literally all day long. A couple different types of sets, but the first one here is just gonna be a simple dirt hole in this little crop change, but we're gonna talk about where and why a little bit. But let's dig into this first one. Well, hey guys, first trap here, like I said, is gonna be in this little crop change here, coming out of this little road. These coyotes love these little areas like this, but I started trapping probably 3 years ago. I'm self-taught. I learned a lot over the couple years. I made a lot of mistakes, but you know, I'm still learning today. I don't see myself as a professional trapper or exactly, you know, everything, but you know, it's something I love to do and enjoy, so let's get started. Personally, I set all my sets for coyotes. You know, I'm gonna put the dirt hole, you know, about 7 to 9 inches back. You know, offset it by 1 or 2 inches to the left or right. But I set them for coyotes, and I'm not worried about it because I know I can catch anything else. I might catch them in a back leg, but I'm more worried about the coyotes. So that's my general focus is coyotes, but you can catch fox, raccoon, just about anything in these sets. Another thing that is absolutely key for this time of the year, you know, we're dealing with temperatures in the low 20s to the 30s. So, I mean, if you're not using wax dirt, which is freeze proof, you're honestly wasting your time out here because you use peat moss or anything else, it's gonna freeze over and you could step on that trap and it is never gonna go off. So don't be shy. You know, it's expensive, you can make your own, but it is worth it. Your traps will go off every single time. Hammer that chain down. I'm gonna cover it up with wax dirt. Like I said, don't be shy. It's 100% worth it. You need it this time of the year. Always remember where your trap is. I'll clear out the trap, you know, leave as little as you can on that pan. Obviously you want as natural of a presentation as you can get. Making your dirt hole, you want to try to make it as steep as you can. Steep and as deep as you can, because you want them to have to come directly over the top to look straight down in that hole.
and you want to get that bait super deep in there, so they really have to work the set. So if they come in the front and you miss them, you want them to really work that dirt hole to have a chance to step right in the middle of that pan. And that is plenty deep. No animal is going to get to the bottom of that and get your bait whatsoever. Well, I just went and grabbed this rock. I'm going to put it directly behind the dirt hole right here. I mean, we have an excellent backing right here with this native grass right here, but just another little deterrent so they can't come in the back, and you catch them perfectly right above the pad and good to go. But that's one set down. I'm just going to put bait in it right now, and we're good to go. We'll move on to the second one. All right, guys, like I said, that set is done and complete. The only thing we got to do now is bait it, which, I'm super anal about scent. I take my gloves off. Some guys use separate pair of gloves. I don't use gloves at all. But, there's a variety of different baits I use. One of my favorite coyote baits is this RK's Predator Plus. It has a sweet smell to it, which I think these coyotes love. But sheep's wool has a little scent to it as well, so I'll use some sheep's wool along with that bait, shove it down there as deep as you can in that hole, make them work that set. And like I said, guys, get that down there as far as you can. I mean, really make them work for it. The longer you make them work for it, the better chance you have of catching them. On to the next. Hey guys, we just checking our probably 5th or 6th trap for today, and see big old coyote jumping up here. Well, hey guys, here he is. We've been checking traps for a little while this morning and came up on our first coyote. I don't normally catch coyotes especially on the first night because I'm a little worried about scent, but we're gonna get this guy taken care of and reset this. This is probably gonna be my best set I have right now just because of the coyote scent that's going to be there. So we're going to take care of this guy and remake this set.
Well guys, that is in a sense of what trapping is about for us. We hope you learned a few things or at least change your perspective of trapping. We will forever be deer and turkey managers, and we'll go to whatever lengths necessary to help preserve our hunting quality. You will by no means ever catch them all, but trapping is by far the best way to control the predator population on your property. We want to send a huge thank you out to all of our partners involved, as well as everybody that tuned in to season 1 of the off season. We thoroughly enjoyed making these short videos in order to try and help fellow land managers out with their own land. We look forward to bringing you much more in-depth look at a number of great topics in season 2.